Hey everyone, it's Jordan here from the Tech Rack. Today we are back with Apple's new MacBook Pro with the M3 Pro chip and its new color, Space Black. This MacBook was just launched recently at Apple's Very Fast event when they introduced their three new chips, M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max. All three chips are now made on a 3nm process. Essentially, this means these are gonna be more efficient while using less power, but these are gonna be beast machines all around. The goal here is not to provide benchmarks or any technical analysis on any of the MacBooks that I'm going to show. What we want to do is just keep it real, give you all the facts, and ensure that you have all the information you need to make that purchase and decision that's best for you. When it comes to this base model, it's pretty much similar to its predecessor, the M2 Pro. It's got the same body and build, the same awesome speakers, the amazing ProMotion display up to 120 Hz, and all the ports such as the HDMI, Thunderbolt 4, the SD card slot, and also the MagSafe charger port. The only thing that's different from the outside is the color scheme. Apple launched this new Space Black color. They got rid of the Space Gray, so RIP to that, but we still have silver in the mix as well. And then the difference comes in the inside, of course, where there's a slight spec boost in certain areas. When it comes to the CPU, it went up from 10 to 11 cores. RAM went up from 16 to 18 gigs. And they've also replaced, of course, the M2 Pro chip with the M3 Pro. However, the GPU actually went down and it went from 16 to 14 cores. Take a look at the box. It's got Apple's new logos on the front of all of the MacBooks. On the side, we've got an Apple logo, MacBook Pro, and also another Apple logo. On the back, we've got the specs. So I've got the base model here. So we've got the 18 gig unified memory with 512 gigabytes of SSD. This is the model with 11 core CPU and a 14 core GPU. And again, 14 inches as well. Ripping these off. First one, and then the second one. Let's start opening it up. All right, and then I'm gonna put that down to the side. First things first, let's take out the laptop. Put that to the side for now. In the box, we have the MagSafe charger, and you'll notice it follows that Space Black colorway. And the cord is actually braided, so it's much more stronger and not susceptible to any curvatures or breakages in the wire. We've got the manuals here, and we've got that designed by Apple in California. Manuals inside. I believe there's stickers, and they come in black. Very nice addition there. And then the last but not least, we've got the power adapter, and I believe it is the 70-watt power adapter. Where is that bad boy? Yes, it is. So it actually feels much smaller than the previous ones that were 67 and 96. Probably not the 96, but feels good, feels light. Awesome. Let's open up the MacBook, and wow, that is nice. Really dark. MacBook, wow, it looks great. So getting a little bit of fingerprints, but that's totally okay. What Apple did to minimize fingerprints, or show none at all, is put this anodization seal on the Space Black model. So hopefully less fingerprints. Obviously I do see slight, but not much as I thought there would be, as typically darker MacBooks and laptops are easily susceptible to this. And we got the Mac Pro engraved on the bottom, similar to what the M1 and the M2 Pro and Max models have had previously. Got the legs here. And let's check the sides. So they're the exact same. We've got the MagSafe charger. We got the two Thunderbolt 4 ports, and then 3.5mm headphone jack. And then on the other side, we've got the SD card slot, Thunderbolt 4, and also the HDMI port. So everything stayed the same except the colorway. Same build, same size, same ports, you name it. Here's what the Space Black version looks like side by side with the M2 Air in the midnight color. This was previously Apple's darkest color. I still kind of think, weirdly enough, that it is, but it does show fingerprints on both of them. Obviously the midnight is heavily susceptible to fingerprints. See on the bottom there, a little bit here, but obviously I've had this for much longer. On the right, we have an M1 Pro 14-inch in space gray. And on the left, we have, of course, the M3 Pro in space black. Apple removed the space gray colorway in the Pro and the Max chips. They now only have silver, and this one here, space black, for both M3 Pro and M3 Max. Honestly, I still love the space gray classic look for me. I've had that colorway for multiple years now. The space black looks pretty good. I would worry if I got this dented or I dropped a little nick on it, and I wonder what the colorway would look like, because underneath these coats, it's a much lighter color. I haven't noticed any on the space gray, thankfully, but we'll see what happens with the space black going forward in the future. When it comes to specs for the M3 Pro model on the 14-inch side, base model starts with 18 gigs of unified memory and 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. And if we scroll down here, there's multiple options. The 14-inch is both available in the M3 Pro and the M3 Max chip, but let's just stick with the M3 Pro here. So it starts with 11-core CPU, 14-core GPU, and we can bump it up to the 12-core CPU and also the 18-core GPU. When we scroll down, you can now update RAM, and there's only two options for the M3 Pro. It's 18 gigabytes or 36 gigabytes of unified memory. M3 Pro can only go up to 4 terabytes of SSD storage. Personally, I don't think anyone with an M1 Pro or an M2 Pro should be upgrading to this model unless they really want this space black colorway. Those computers, the M1 Pro and the M2 Pro, are so powerful still. This is only such a slight incremental upgrade to those models. You're gonna be getting excellent performance with those computers for years to come. I would stay away unless you have the extra cash and you really want this colorway. And speaking of the M2 Pro, it was just launched in January, so I'm sorry for those folks who did buy then, but remember, you have an excellent computer. Just wait a few years and they'll probably have better colorways or even a different designs. This M3 Pro is for those who have an Intel-based MacBook. They're coming from PC, which is rare, but it may happen. Those with potentially an M1 Air or a M1 in a MacBook Pro that came in the 13-inch that had the touch bar and the older design. This one right here. Touch bar, it's old, I hate holding it, it's gotta go. If you're thinking about the M3 Pro, I'd probably put that aside, and what I would actually do is look at Apple's refurbished market and go for an M2 Pro. Right now you can find an M2 Pro for $1599. This is $400 cheaper than this M3 Pro. It's got the exact same body and build, same parts, same everything, but has one more additional CPU core, 2 gigs of more RAM, and a different chip that's slightly better. So for $400, you're saving a ton there. You can use that money to get AppleCare Plus or an additional external monitor, whatever you'd like. You'll be getting more bang for your buck going for that refurbished M2 Pro. And for those folks who are a little bit hesitant on purchasing a refurbished model, Apple's probably the only company that I'd buy a refurbished product from, and I've actually done that for my M1 Max that I have. Essentially what happens is when folks buy a laptop from Apple and within the return policy, let's say 15 days, they return it, they didn't like it, they wanted to go for another color or option, etc. Apple actually expects it, repackages it, and then sells it as a refurbished. So they're essentially brand new laptops. All right, folks, there you have it. This colorway is pretty awesome, but I still think that folks are looking for an M Pro chip. Stick with an M2 Pro or even an M1 Pro if you can find it on the refurbished market. If you got the extra cash and you really want this space black color, then you gotta go with this one. Folks, hope you found some value in the video today. And if you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe to content. It helps me understand what you like to watch and create videos on those topics. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day. Take care.